Hi, it's Patricia. I'm here to document my plant medicine journey, which is starting in a week's time. This is the first in what I hope is a series of videos. I've had two induction sessions with my guide and mentor, and the first one was really to orientate me to, I guess, the session, the way it would work. And the second one was to really ground myself in my own experience and teach me to listen to my body and not to fight. If you're going to do a plant medicine journey, whether that's one-to-one or in a group session, you really need to embrace uncertainty. Okay, it's something I talk a lot about because you have no idea what is going to be presented to you, because it's very much going to show you what's going on in your unconscious mind, because that's what plant medicine does. It reveals, it takes away what's called the default mode network, which is the self-referencing thoughts, the thoughts that you think every day about yourself that keep you stuck in anxiety and depression. And it actually takes that part of your brain, makes it quiescent, and allows new circuitry to open up about meaning and purpose and deeper knowledge, heart-based, heart-centered understanding of who you are and what you're here to be. Now, I'm talking theoretically here from everything I've read and I guess some of what I've experienced, but until I've actually done a plant medicine journey myself, and I'm doing psilocybin, which otherwise known as magic mushrooms, which is currently a very hot topic. Certainly in research terms, it's become almost mainstream now, which is so exciting because research in this area was absolutely arrested when the kind of 60s drug wars started, the war against drugs, which was Richard Nixon's, I guess, his idea, because the counterculture was very threatening. But what it did was not only take away recreational drug use, which you could agree was out of control, but also completely stopped any research in the psychologically advantageous properties of some of these chemicals, whether that's psilocybin, LSD, MDMA, which is a more modern chemical, but certainly one that's being investigated, and all the others that exist, because they were showing remarkable results even in the 1950s and 60s, but that was all halted when the drug war started. So we're at the position now where since probably the mid 90s, things have been creeping up again, and suddenly we're at this flowering stage of research into long-term intractable, what they call treatment resistant, which means the drugs don't work for these people, depression and anxiety, and sometimes PTSD, and even addictions, which are being overturned, because all of these things have a psycho-spiritual component. Now, for me, the reason I'm doing my plant medicine journey is twofold. Okay, firstly, from a personal point of view, I have suffered from anxiety the whole of my life. And it's been such an ever-present companion, not a welcome one, that I kind of have normalized it. I've got used to it. I work with anxiety. After all, I work with people who have anxiety because I understand it, because it's been part of my life. Sometimes it gets worse, sometimes it gets better. I'll come to that in a moment. But, it's there for everybody at some point in their life. It's whether it goes away or not makes the big difference, because anxiety is a normal part of human experience. But if it never changes, if it's always there, even when you're relatively safe, then you've got something unconscious going on driving that response. And so, number one, I want to explore that and see if I can change my relationship to my life. And I would love it if I didn't experience anxiety on a daily basis, because it's absolutely crippling. It doesn't mean you can't function, or at least not for me. I can function, but it means I come at everything from this position of weakness, if you like. It's in spite of rather than because of myself. I'm trying to do things and get through my day rather than actually embodying joy, which is such a waste of a life. I don't want to live this way anymore. So there is that option. And I'm not expecting the plant medicine journey to instantly magic bullet-like save me. I'm just exploring with open-hearted curiosity. The second reason is professional. So I've been following this idea of psychotropics, if you like, the psychedelic assisted therapy, as it's now called, where instead of taking it recreationally in uncontrolled circumstances, which is catastrophic for highly sensitive people, okay, as I can attest, you take it within a very reverential, perhaps ceremonial setting. That's what I'm going to be doing. It's one-on-one, but it's going to be very, very grounded, and we're going to prepare, and we're going to bring in the act of creativity and ask to be shown whatever it is I need to feel or see. And I'm getting ready to do that, but I really want to learn how this process works professionally so that maybe in future I could help other people to integrate their experience. And so, it's something I want to do for many reasons. So how does it work? So you have, usually, if it's done properly, you have to have some preparation sessions that set the setting. The set and the setting is very, very important. All right. So the set is mindset. How are you coming at this? Are you coming at it with a need to fix things? Because if you are, you're not going to have an easy time. All right. Or are you coming at it from the point of view of a willingness to engage and be open, which is ideal. And then the setting needs to be comfortable, it needs to be relaxed, it needs to be generous and beautiful. You don't want it to be clinical in any sense, and you'll see even in clinical settings like at Imperial College, where they've done a lot of the research in this, the room is made out to be almost like a living area. It has a sofa, it has lights, it has flowers, it has pictures on the walls. I mean, we could borrow a lot of this for our health system, I think, which is devoid of all of that. So the set and the setting make a big, big difference because they set the intention, they set the unconscious process of awareness, which is happening all the time, even though you're not consciously aware of it. You're taking in information and you're translating that into your DNA, into your cellular structures, into, in fact, how your body works. And so if it's in a good place internally, then it's likely to be a better experience. You then have the day itself. It is a full day. It starts with a welcome ceremony, at least the one I'm doing does. You then have a time for reflection, for energetic work, whether that's tapping, meditation, humming, chanting, whatever it is. And then the journey itself will start around lunchtime and could last 5 to 6 hours, depending on the individual. You drink the tea, which contains the psychoactive mushroom, and you lie down. You usually wear some, eye mask, and you have music which you've chosen. Now, I've taken charge of the playlist because I used to be a DJ, and I'm not. The music is really important to me. Okay, how it sounds, how it transgresses, how it journeys you. I used to do that when I used to mix in, music. It had to be a journey. It wasn't just any old thing plonked next to another thing. And so I've got my playlist ready. I'm going to lie down with that. After that, I have no idea what's going to happen. I believe that the first few hours are the most intense. Obviously, as things start to wind down, things get perhaps a bit more gentle. I don't know. I'm going to report back, obviously, how it went. I am nervous. Yesterday, I was extremely anxious about it, but I had a very reassuring call with my guide. And what happened in the evening was quite spectacular. At around 10 p.m., it was so notable, I noted the time, and it was the 2nd of January. So it's 2/1/25, 2200, let's say. 2/1/25 sounds like a very interesting combination of numbers, that to me. My anxiety just lifted, and I don't know whether it will come back. I don't know why it lifted. It could be something I took in the evening, which was a hormone supplement. It could be that, because anxiety can come about for a great variety of reasons. It can be bodily, it can be mental, emotional, it can be situational. If mine was more a bodily response to perhaps churning in my gut, there was definitely a sense of tightness at the pit of my stomach. It just lifted, which I was so stunned because that hasn't happened in, well, I can't remember the last time I didn't feel anxious, honestly. And I'm still kind of reeling from that. I don't know if it'll come back. It probably will. I don't know. Um, so I'm just noticing that and being extremely full of gratitude. And I hardly slept because you would think, wouldn't you? You take away the anxiety and I'll sleep like a baby, but it wasn't quite like that. It was just like so stunning to lie there and not feel anxious. I just wanted to enjoy every moment. And I can remember looking at my hands and marveling at my hands. So is it possible, folks, that the mushroom is already beginning to work even though I haven't taken it? Well, the work of Nassim Haramein would suggest there's a biofeedback and a feed forward mechanism in the universe, so it could well be. And something is already happening in my system. I have awarenesses, let's say. I don't see dead people or anything. I don't have that kind of clairvoyance, but I do have awarenesses and sensations. And sometimes if I close my eyes, I can see images. And I've had quite a few in the last few days. They've definitely been coming in. One of my heart, one of a staff or a rod, which is kind of marking this point in my life. It's like saying, I'm here, it's time to move forward. And that was extremely odd. I feel like I'm on a quest, one of those mythical quests. But to have a physical release like that without actually doing anything specific is remarkable. And yeah, I'm kind of waiting to see what happens next. I will be recording a session after I have the mushroom journey. I'll be recording my integration as well in the weeks and months afterwards, because I think this is very much part of the process. You don't just take them and then go on with your life. There has to be a period of reflection and integration, and that's so important. And I'm journaling at the moment. Maybe that again is part of why things have started to move already. I don't know. As I've said, I am nervous, but I'm kind of open to whatever happens. I've seen that a lot of serious psychology professionals, people who are psychiatrists, psychologists, are doing this and learning themselves, because you have to do the work if you're going to be recommending it to other people. I just think this is a resurgence of hope in the world, because we need a new relationship with ourselves if we're going to change the world we live in. So there we are. That's session one. I'll leave it at that and let you know how things go next week. I may record one before. I'll see if I've got time. If not, it'll be after. So tune in, but don't drop out. All right, take care. Bye for now.